Okay, so we just got back from watching The Amazing Spider-Man at the Lincoln Center Theater in New York. And, well, we just have some thoughts on it we want to share with you guys. The site is talkbackworld.net, where real fans roam. This is Wake Up.
Agent Orange.
Agent Orange is over here. Wake Up, Agent Orange, from Darthbishop. What's your handle? You don't have a handle yet?
No. The newbie.
Newbie.
The noob. Noob. Call her noob for now so she can get a handle.
Oh, that's not very nice.
So I'm going to start with Wake Up. Wake Up, what did you think of the film? What were your impressions?
Speaking.
You?
Come on. We don't want thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Alright then. If you're a comic book fan, you're going to enjoy this just as much as you enjoyed the Avengers. If you're not a comic book fan, then you're not going to enjoy this as much. Hang on, you asked me my opinion, this is my opinion. So, if you're not a comic book fan and you want something with more plot or development, then go and watch Prometheus. If you still didn't like Prometheus, then I've got nothing I can do for you and I don't really want to know you. So, there you go. As a comic book fan, I was happy. As a Spider-Man fan, it was brilliant. There you go. And we called it a year ago. We called it. And we were right. And anyone else who disagrees, fair enough, you're entitled to your own opinion, but it's wrong.
Agent Orange?
I really enjoyed it.
Wait, Agent Orange, before you start, what's your...
No,
sorry, no,
Be quiet. Be quiet. Thank you, Agent Orange. Darthbishop.
Hold on, though. I want the audience to know, what kind of fan are you? State what kind of Spider-Man fan are you? Where are you coming from? You're definitely not the average comic book fan.
When I was 3, basically, I've never really read that many comics. I've steadily got more into superhero movies and stuff, and I don't have a very good working knowledge, but I know what I like and I know what I enjoy as a movie. So that's pretty much me.
All right. So now, what was your take on the Amazing Spider-Man?
I really enjoyed it. I'd give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10. It was visually very appealing. I thought it was lots of fun. It had really great action. I really loved all the fight scenes. It was just good. I really had a good time. It's what I want from a superhero movie. I know I'll get a lot of hate. I enjoyed it more than the Avengers, which I said earlier, and some people went crazy at me, so that was fun. But to me, it was just a more personal journey, and because it focused just on the one person, so I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I suggest everyone should at least give it a try.
Noob?
Do I have to go by that?
Well, do you have a name for yourself? In the last
Mysterious
5 minutes?
Other.
Mysterious Other sounds good.
Yeah, yes.
Other. We'll go by Other. My other opinion. My background, I didn't grow up on comics. I grew up on Star Trek. And the Pern series, if you ever read those books. So the idea of having abilities and things always intrigued me, and sometimes they're not done well. The TV series Heroes was terrible. You didn't really get into the characters that much compared to this movie. I really enjoyed it. I think the time that they spent developing the characters made them believable. The villain was believable. You understood how he got to the point that he got to. And in a way, you almost sympathize with him. And then, it's exciting. It's funny. The serious moments are very serious. There's a part in the beginning. This is no spoilers or spoilers?
No spoilers.
No spoilers. There's a part in the beginning dealing with his family that made me really touched me a lot. It was very. There wasn't anything cheesy about it. It was powerful. I really enjoyed that part of it because it really explains a lot as to why one would have motivation to do certain things.
It wasn't as dark though as people are saying it's trying to go down the Dark Knight route. That's, in my opinion, bullshit.
Yeah, it's a different type of
Complete
movie.
bullshit. Christopher Nolan does not own fighting at night. He does not own nighttime, and you can have serious moments without it going to the same extent as The Dark Knight. So that's a cop-out for people that say that.
Well, here's my thoughts on the film. Me and Waco went to Comic-Con last year, and we saw 9 minutes of actual footage. And what we saw gave me, I know Tom says, well, it didn't give me the overall sense of what the film was going to be like, but it definitely gave me a general idea. Excuse me. So one of the things that I actually took from that, and from watching a film like 500 Days of Summer, was that I knew that the characterization was going to be on point. I knew that the relationships and just the whole character study aspect of the film was going to be top-notch. I knew that. I had no question of that. I think the question that I had coming into this was the action sequences, how are they going to work, the CGI, the swinging, all the actual materialistic things, I guess, was really like holding me back, and I was like, I wonder how it's going to work, because they didn't really show as much of that as far as footage. I give this film, out of 10, I give it a 7. I feel like, you know, it's been a story that we've been told before in a much larger scale and slow pace. It really takes us down. Like, we don't see Spider-Man for like an hour, you know, so it's like, I mean, that's not giving anything away. It's just that Spider-Man, we don't see any Spidey action for like an hour almost into the film, which is great, because, you know, listen, if you really want to see Spider-Man really fast, you got the Raimi film. This is definitely their take, and they're really taking their time, which kind of like gets it out of the way, so that by the next film, which I think there'll definitely be a next film, it's really going to be like straight up to Spider-Man and to right to more plot and story. I thought that Gwen Stacy, for me, was one of my favorite characters. I thought she was literally jumped right off the comic, right off the pages on the screen. Her eyes, Emma Stone's acting. I mean, big props to Emma Stone. I thought she just, I loved Andrew as Peter Parker. I thought he was better than Tobey Maguire. Don't get me wrong, that's all been said and done already here, and reviews that I've read, but I think Emma Stone needs to get a little bit more props, because I really think that she just, like I said, she jumped off the page. You couldn't, you know, Gwen Stacy's like a 60s character, 1960s character, and they gave her these little touches that kind of hinted toward that era, but kept her modern at the same time, and still managed to, like I said, come off the page. The only weakness that the film had is the actual villain.
Whoa, hang on.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Hang on now, whoa.
I know.
Pause.
Wait a minute, let me explain, let me back it up. I'm going to back it up.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was not bad.
You will have no backtracking though, you can't backpedal now.
The thing here, the problem with the villain is that the CGI wasn't that good.
Whoa! Wait a minute. What's
terrified.
CGI? There was at least 75% of it was prosthetics, like the hole with his hand coming out of that shelving, the building on his face.
I'm talking he was full lizard mode, on full on lizard mode.
That was on point.
Some of it was just a little
What
bit...
was wrong with that? Were you not scared of that? That was terrifying. I actually thought Spider-Man was outgunned, outmuscled, and is in real peril. I thought, you know what, how the fuck is this guy gonna beat this guy? And he was wisecracking him the whole thing. When he's choking him with his tail and he's going purple, it's like game over.
You feel his weight. You feel the weight of that.
This guy is more powerful, more stronger, and he's more cunning than Spidey.
How Spider-Man should anyway. He was just agile, making quips, annoying him and saying, oh, you know, let's talk about this.
You know, and even
things like that.
They got that so wrong in Raimi's films. Like I recently rewatched the first Spider-Man, and it's almost as soon as the Goblin mentions, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna Mary Jane, I'm gonna squeeze her life, I'm gonna kill her, and Aunt May, I'm gonna hurt her. Then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man just suddenly gets the super serum and just starts beating the shit out of him. It's like, well, Spider-Man's not that strong. He beats them just like you said. He winds them up to the point where they make a mistake, where his villains make a mistake, like with Doc Ock and that. And they did that really well. And I mean, I read in a few reviews that the fans, or some reviewers, they didn't think he made enough quips, and I think, again, that's rubbish. He wound them up, and it was just done in such a way I was actually genuinely scared for him. The lizard was far more agile, and some of the fight scenes between the two were ingenious, because it was like, this guy is just constantly dodging out of the way of him, and he's
These
actually
three-
swinging for his life.
I was there. I kept looking over. These three were jumping out of their seats.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
terrifying,
glued.
man.
I was glued.
That
And
was
They were
terrifying.
jumping out
When
of
he's
their
ripping
seats.
the costume with his, and he's got the scars
Well,
down
then
him.
that's
It's like,
spoiler.
that's not what ripping him and like cutting him. Jesus Christ, man,
Alright,
that's
well,
like
that's
messed
alright.
up. That's
So,
Can I say one more thing? I love the way that he moved in this. Like, I can't remember
The lizard?
No,
Both.
Spider-Man mostly.
Spider-Man. Oh yeah, no,
Because
that
I
was
was seeing things that but it was so fresh and new, and like maybe I'm just
Well, here's the thing. I agree with you. Like when Spider-Man's swinging and he's doing his action, even when he's fighting the lizard,
yeah,
it's all
flip,
clear.
and it's like spider-like.
It's clear, and it's spider-like. It's
like even the way he twitches and stuff.
it was off the comic. Like
Yeah,
all
straight
the
from those
moves and
pages.
everything is what we see in comics was translated. Especially like the final shot of the film was classic.
yeah.
Like a
Classic
classic
Spidey.
Spidey shot, like literally right off the comic. So that was really cool. It wasn't like Michael Bay kind of Transformer cut action, choppy all over the place. It
You knew what was
actually,
going on.
you knew what was going on.
They-
Everything was coherent.
They-
There was
I
no
think-
shaky cam.
They
No
really
shaky
thought
cam, none of
about
that
the way
stuff.
that each of the characters should move, how
And
they should
fight.
fight, the interesting things that they could do, which if you watch it, I guarantee there'll be at least a few things where you're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that, or that looks really cool, or you'll be surprised by the way they're moving, and I just think that's really good and interesting, especially with the low budget type of film that it was, that I've heard it was anyway.
It tipped its hat to the comics as well. It might not have copied the origin story and made a few tweaks to it, but surely that's what a good adaptation does. We talked about this the other day. A good adaptation is something that stays true to the characters and the plot, but at the same time deviates and goes its own way whilst maintaining those characters' integrity. Tobey Maguire and Raimi's Spider-Man films did not do it. The changes they made were crap. Let's be honest, the Power Ranger Green Goblin was bad. Venom was atrocious, meeting up with Sandman in the middle of the street, hey, let's team up. They fed
That
us.
was bad.
They fed us
That
that,
was
and
bad.
we accepted it.
That was bad.
This is the Spider-Man film that I've been waiting for, that I've been craving, and that Raimi's films don't have nothing on this.
Well, guys, here's another thing I want to bring up that I just felt disappointed with the film is that, and it's not, it's just I guess money or the studio, but we're living in a different time in comic book movies where now, and I'm pretty sure this is going to happen now with DC, with Man of Steel, and coming forward with a rebooted Batman or whatever they do. I'm telling you guys, any superhero film coming out in the next year or so, they're all going to be in the same universe as far as Marvel. If you watch a Marvel comic, it has to now be a part of the same universe. I don't think these studios can afford now to stray away. Like, Spider-Man should have had something to hint at a bigger Marvel universe in existence with this
the
film.
Avengers.
With the
or something
Avengers,
like that,
or
having them
have a
turn up.
Stark building in the background, or maybe have like a newspaper clipping of something that happened from the Avengers, or just something that just says a little poke, a little wink, and say, hey, guess what? We know there's a bigger world out there, and we want to be a part of it too. We'll probably get to it in a few films, but just know that it is
It's on the
connected.
cards.
There is connected. It's on the cards. It's connected. And I think that if you don't do it, you're being selfish as a studio, and I don't think the fans are going to stand for it anymore. Now with the success of the Avengers, I think that now we're going to demand that everything be connected. And I'm sure Warner Brothers are licking their chops with their DC copyright franchise, and they're probably thinking, hey man,
How soon can we get a Justice League movie out?
yeah, how fast can we get a Justice League, Man of Steel, where that was supposed to be, I'm pretty sure that from the ground up, that was supposed to not coexist with any other franchise, but I'm pretty sure now Warner must have put a few calls in and said, guys, that's probably why they pushed the filming back from December all the way up to June, was to probably film a couple of extra scenes to expand that universe and say, hey, there is a Batman in this universe, or a Flash, or a Green Lantern. They all exist in this universe, and we're going to put a couple of winks in there to kind of set that up,
You say it almost as though you don't think that they cared enough to do this for the fans, when look at the care that they've taken with other elements in the movie that is just,
I
think
say
it's for the
that.
fans.
Oh no, I say that because that's why they made this movie in the first place. Because they were going to lose the rights to Spider-Man, and the studios felt like really forced. Like they said, "Wow, if we don't make a Spidey film, we're going to lose it, and Marvel's going to get it back." And of course, if Marvel gets it back, they were going to do something.
They're going to
They're going to put them right into the Avengers. They're going to make them to the path to the Avengers, which is a lot of fans are ready for, because we've already seen the origin and everything. But fair enough. They had their way. Sony scrambled to make a film just for the sake of keeping the license. That's what it
If
is.
they're owned by separate people, can they still do the nods towards the Avengers and things